Hello everybody. Are you ready to rock and roll with some more photographs? So it's me, 𝗤𝗵𝙗𝗚, with the fourth installment of this little 9-part show where I do two things. I go through the photographs you can see here and 9 of your photographs each show. And then I tell you about my masterclass, which is starting on Monday. I'm looking like this. It's 11 o'clock at night. So if I'm feeling a little bit tired, if I drop off, don't take it personally. So that's what we're going to do. This is number 4 of 9. It's a marathon, but I love talking about photographs, so I'm happy to do it. So I'm going to talk about 2 of my photographs, 9 of yours from the 5-day challenge that we recently had, and then for 20 minutes. Then in the last 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you about the masterclass, which is starting on Monday, and you can ask questions. If you've heard it before, you can leave at 20 minutes. I won't be upset. All right, so let's have a look. Let's launch straight into it. And this is the first photograph I'm going to show you. And each of my photographs, if you look at these, all of these 9 photographs, each one will be the start of one of the shows. So today it's one on the left in the middle. And each photograph looked at a theme. So the first one, top left, was about the decisive moment. And also there's a little bit of angle work in there as well. The one in the middle on the right was about portraiture and how to make portraits really striking, including repetition, for example, elements of repetition and interaction with objects. Bottom left, it was about shadows, and in particular, what we call a contre-jour, when you're shooting into the sun. Very powerful shots. So today is about, just this photograph is about special effects, double explosion. In fact, it's exploded doubly. And this is something, forgive me if I mention the masterclass from time to time, but this is something we will we cover in the masterclass. It's huge. The masterclass is beautifully organized, very, you don't get lost, you're looked after, but it's big. It's everything. It's everything that I think is right to put in there. So this is something we do. Just look at this photograph. It's not exactly normal. You probably realize that. And that's one of the magic things you can do with well, you could do it on old cameras, you could do it on fancy cameras like this. Sure you can, but you know what? Now you can do it just as well and maybe even easier on things like this. So it's a statue with which is a Trocadero in Paris. She's actually looking, this golden lady, well, not 100% golden, is looking over to the Eiffel Tower, and the daisies or the puffballs aren't. They were taken near me, and I combined the two. And this is the objective of my photography. What's yours? On the masterclass, I help you to discover what your thing is. You might not realize that you've got a thing or that you needed one, but if you've got a thing, it can make your photography much, much stronger. I won't go into detail on that. But my thing is creating photographs which are halfway between grim reality and a sort of fantasy dreamland. So that's my thing. You will have your thing, which won't be the same as my thing. Right, let's move on to your photographs. And they were amazing from the 5-day challenge. Now, this is a combination of day 2 and day 3. Okay, day 2 was getting in close. And this is 𝗤𝙗𝙘𝗚. She's going to tell me how to pronounce her name one day. 𝗤𝙗𝙘, who I'm not sure if she's Romanian or Yugoslavian or, I don't know, Latvian. Oh my God. But she lives in Spain. So she's on my time zone. Maybe she's watching. I'll look at your comments after 20 minutes, okay? And this is great because it's a close-up of her eye. And the close-ups, when you take a part of a person, it can actually be much more powerful than taking the whole person. There's something about details which are really quite, it can sometimes be disturbing and it can sometimes be extremely powerful, especially the eyes. I just say one thing about this: the eye isn't in focus. And that's something which we address in the masterclass, because to be honest, eyes should probably be in focus unless you choose them not to be. And I guess she hasn't chosen, and you can get around that. So that's a beautiful shot. Lovely eye, green eyes. Okay, the next one is Lauren. And I chose this. It's actually it's both an extraordinary shot and not a very complicated one. what I do like about it is, for a start, it looks like she's looking down on top. So that's one thing, right? You're not taking it from the usual looking straight ahead. The second thing is she has really arranged it perfectly in the center. You see, the top is chopped slightly, the bottom is chopped slightly, and so, but just by the same amount, and the edges are exactly the same amount of red. In photography, this is extremely important. It's a element of composition, where you place the subject, and she has chosen to go absolutely slap bang in the middle, and for that it's a very strong shot. There's a beautiful difference in tone between the middle, the dark middle bit. There's a tiny, even darker bit, but this dark middle bit and the light thing. As I look at this, that grey bit in the middle is popping out at me. It's like it's in front of the rest of the shell. It's absolutely amazing. It's an optical illusion. I don't know if it's happening for you guys, but it's absolutely happening for me. The grey circle bit with the hole in the middle is popping out at me. Amazing. And of course, the beautiful texture there, lovely and sharp. Fantastic. Okay, let's have a look at, so that was Lauren. Let's have a look at something from Jackie. Now, I'm guessing that I know what this is, and I think it's, do you know what it is? I'm guessing. I think it's one of those little dogs with flappy hands that they have in Chinese restaurants. Actually, having said that, I'm not sure if it's a dog or a cat. And what she's done is, if you've taken a picture of that, to be honest, it would be a bit kitsch because the thing's a bit kitsch. But what she's done is exactly the same as 𝙁𝙘𝙘. Just compare. Compare and contrast. Da-na, da-na. Okay, it's kind of similar. You haven't got all of the face. And what that does is, instead of looking at the thing, oh, look, it's an ornament, oh, look, it's a toy, suddenly you're focusing on the eye and the nose. You don't need the rest. It's much more interesting as a shot. Don't know if you agree. You don't have to agree. It's all my personal opinion. But that's why you're here, I guess. It's stronger. Try it out. Even if it's a toy, like a cheap plastic toy, take a picture of just its eye and then maybe a corner of the mouth or a hint of the nose. It's not the same as if you just took a picture of a toy. And to give it the context, she's got a little bit of the Chinese writing on the right there, which is great because without context, there's no story, there's no backstory. Suddenly, we can imagine what it is. We can wonder, okay, so she went to a Chinese restaurant. I wonder what the meal was like. Was she bored? That's why she took the photograph. Was she eating her meal thinking, oh, I must look around for something to take for Sab's challenge? We don't know, but at least there's a story. I love it when photographs have got stories. And when they haven't, I don't love it. It's missed a dimension. On the masterclass, we add several dimensions to take the photograph from a, as I say in the blurb, a sad snap to a powerful portrait or work of art. So I like this. It's really good. Okay, let's move on to next up is Vivienne. Vivienne from Greece. You're on. Okay, check this out. What do you think? Do you like it? I'm sorry I don't answer comments now, otherwise I'd never get through it. I have enough problems shutting up myself, so if I started interacting with you guys, I'll look at your comments after 20 minutes when I talk about the masterclass. This is a beautiful study in what? In angles, in colors, in sharpness and blurry. I was going to say in light and dark, but it's not really, is it? It's all quite more or less the same tone. It's not the difference between light and dark, shadows and bright bits that jumps out at you. It's those incredible colors. It's the lovely soft background, the soft green background, which is out of focus. That's so nice. And it's clearly a flower. So it's a beautiful tribute to nature, isn't it? It's a gorgeous nature photograph. And it's so much more powerful than just taking a snap of a bunch of flowers. Take one flower, zoom in or move in and focus on one aspect of the flower. It doesn't even have to be all of it. Vivienne wasn't scared to chop off this blue bit that goes off on the left. For all I know, it was gorgeous on the end of it, but she made the decision. She went for the composition. The orange is a beautiful frame coming down on the right, curving in and off to the bottom left. That's a beautiful edge, 1/3 of the photograph actually, and out of that, boom, comes this striking blue shaft with the curly bits and that tiny little bit of yellow there as well. Also, the lighting is gorgeous, isn't it? Is it shining through from behind? It could be. If you look at this, the clues are, you look at this petal here, it seems to be brightly lit here. Now, either it's yellow, and it is yellow, that's just what it is, or there's light shining through from behind. I've got a kind of a clue that light's shining through from behind, because look, on this petal here, of this little thing sticking up, you can see the rim is purpley, and the bit behind it, which is probably thinner, is more blue, as opposed to this one, which is the same thing. So I'm thinking it's being lit from behind, which is beautiful. That's another thing we cover on the masterclass, is different types of lighting and the most powerful types of lighting to make your photographs nothing like standard snaps. All right, so we're moving on to the next one now. This is from Reinhold, and he's done something similar actually. Isn't that good? We're still on up close. We're going to move on to portraits in just a second. And he's done something similar. He's taken a bit of a tree. It could even be dead, like on the ground. It looks dead. So we don't know where it is, but it's so characterful. He's got the background fuzzy. The colors are very uniform, but he's focused on this leaf here. This, I don't know what sort of effects he's used. I could guess, but I won't. This is sharp, and the rest is fuzzy. It's a very interesting branch as well, isn't it? It's got this, it's like a Y, a kind of twisted Y. It's the glory of nature in all its states. You know, most people take pictures of pretty flowers. Shh, Vivian, I'm not. I love the idea of the Japanese, is it Japanese? I don't know. It's an ancient philosophy, and I totally go for it. Life is beautiful, even in death. So the idea that a photograph can be just as powerful if it's an old, withered flower with the petals crumpled up, or the leaves are brown and crushed almost. That's just as beautiful in its way. It speaks just as much of something powerful than when it's all fresh and shiny, because it speaks of a life. It speaks of a life that has been lived. Whereas something nice and fresh and shiny, sure, it's beautiful, but it hasn't got the depth of this. So there's, you know, in the photography, the way I look at it, everything is a potential subject, and everything is beautiful in its way. Even ugly things can be beautiful in their way. Anyway, that's going to sort of module four stuff, the deep and meaningful stuff. So thanks a lot for that, Reinhold. That's excellent. Now we move into day 3, which was portraits. Did you contribute a portrait? Will you see your portrait here? Let's have a look. And the next one up is Ruth. So Ruth was a great enthusiastic participant, and one of my last suggestion, which a lot of you took me up on, was try it in black and white. And oh my goodness, absolutely stunning portrait. It's stunning for several reasons. The lighting is so soft. Look at those beautiful soft tones. She hasn't gone for harshness at all. It's a play between light and dark. She's got the light in the shot. I'm not sure if it's the only light that's illuminating her. Maybe it is. It's certainly helping, because I can see, you see the slight shadows on the nose there, on the cheek, but I think it's fun. It's novel to have the light which is illuminating her or lighting her in there. And it's a cute light. It's not some big lamp. It's a really cute one. She's chopped her face in half. You might think that's kind of strange, but it's intentional. And look, she's made the photograph thin and tall to go with the bit of her body that she's included. And it's a decision. It's a creative decision she's made. There's no photograph that is good or bad. My definition, as I always say, first definition is you take a photograph. If you like it, it's good. Stop. They're the comparisons. Stop. Anyone can give you their opinion, even experts. But if you like it, it's good. And that's the only one you need to worry about. Anyway, I like this as well. just beautiful. And look at the soft expression. Face turned away, not looking at the camera. No cheesy grin. It looks like she's contemplating something, and we don't know what. She looks very reflective. It's a lovely shot. Thanks for sharing that. Here's another great one in black and white. And this is from Teresa, but it's not Teresa. Just check this. Hang on, can I make this bigger just for one final moment of glory? Yeah. Okay, look at this. How wonderful is that? You know, it's almost worthy of it's worthy of a magazine cover, a photography journal magazine cover. The power of black and white, eh? You know, why? I don't know why if you like it, why do you like it? You know, ask yourself that question. For me, it's quite clear. Well, I mean, there's several reasons. It's like he doesn't know he's having his photograph taken. It's not posed. That is so cool. It looks like a genuine laugh. I guess he's laughing with the person who's taking the photograph. And that means there's a connection. We share that connection because as we look at him, we are in the same position as the photographer was. So we can share in that laugh. Isn't it a beautiful laugh? A beautiful smile. Maybe she said something funny. Maybe he's embarrassed about the photo shoot and he's smiling. He's saying, oh God, why am I doing this? We don't know. But I can almost feel the love between Teresa and I think it's her husband. That's beautiful. I love it. Okay. One technical point. It's slightly fuzzy, and there are ways of getting over that, and ways of including that sort of thing in the photograph. That's something we cover I think we have a whole week on various aspects of light on the masterclass. Okay, another one, and this is from Dear Mary. Here's Mary, and it's a similar thing, you see. She's looking away. Now, all of these shots, don't forget, no, not all of them, but the self-portraits, they're probably also holding the camera out like this, you know, so it's not that easy. Often you get this awful big sort of arm in self-portraits, this huge sort of arm, you know, out like this, which is really inelegant, and she hasn't, you know. So these are all things to take into account. Self-portraiture on smartphones and stuff is it's different to on fancy cameras. I mean, you can get pretty close. You can have timers on smartphones and stuff, but anyway, she's got that lovely expression where she isn't looking at the camera again. She's not only not looking at the camera, she's looking down. This is a completely different feel to if she were looking up, or if she were looking straight ahead. It's not the same thing. Looking up can often be thoughtful, or it's like you're trying to work something out. You know, it's like you can almost imagine a speech bubble up there with nothing in it. Whereas looking down, it gives a different feel. It could be not necessarily depressive, but much more sensitive, much less. This is more looking up can be more in the head. It can be imagining as well. Looking down can be more internal in terms of the emotions. You know, these are just random things I'm saying, but I also like the fact that in terms of the position of the head, it's a nice one. I won't go into details on that, but there's something about the position of her head that makes it a particularly nice angle for the portrait. More towards us, it would have been less flattering. Further away, it would have been less flattering. This is nice. And the little strand of hair hanging down, lovely. And I think Mary did my selfies challenge way back. Do you remember? Way back before the changes in February. Okay, the last one. The last one is from Claudia or Claudia. And it's her parents. And I think it's their 50th, their golden wedding anniversary. What a lovely shot. Now, this again is one point here. They're not looking at the camera. In other words, they're not posing, not cheesy grins. He's got a grin, but it's because he's really grinning, not because someone said, smile, please. Yeah. So great stuff. Congratulations to them. 50 years together. Doesn't happen to all of us, does it? All right. And then the last one from me is this one, because I show you two. I show you one at the beginning, your 9, and one at the end. And this is one I wanted to show you. I won't tell you what it is. I think you're probably clever enough to work that out. but I did want to show you this as another thing that you can do, which we do cover. It's a special technique to get the wings of, you call them wings, sails of the windmill, looking like they're going round. Now, it's not an effect because they weren't going round, they were going round. But when you point a camera at something that's moving slowly and click, it doesn't look like it's moving at all. So I just wanted to show you that as something you can do. This is smartphone stuff. Nothing touches my yes, it does touch my computer to transfer it from here to my website or to Facebook. I don't need to. I haven't played with them at all on the computer. This is all you need, folks. All you need. All right, so those are the shots. I'm now going to look at your comments, and I'm going to tell you about the masterclass, which is starting on Monday. And the comments are Yuruska saying, bonjour, Sab and Thomas. Oh, we've got Thomas with us as well. Yes, we have. And it's Thomas is saying, hello to everyone. I really love this picture. That was a while ago. I'm sorry, Thomas. I don't know which one you were talking about, but I'm glad you love it. This is Jean. Hi, Jean. Nice to have you. Jean is doing the masterclass starting on Monday. And so is Thomas, for that matter. Oh, I have just a déjà vu. Déjà vu. Okay. And he says, déjà vu was meant to your comments to Reinhold's branch picture. Okay. Okay, interesting, yeah. Stuff gets sparked, doesn't it, by looking at photographs. So nice pictures. Glad you like them. All right. Now, let me tell you about the masterclass. I do this each time. If you've heard it before, feel free. You don't have to hang around. So I'm now going to share my screen. And the screen I'm going to share. No, sorry, I'm sharing my screen. I'm going to change the screen I'm sharing. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm just going to tell you a couple of things through these banners. So the masterclass intro this is, and it's going to tell you about what's happening more or less on Monday. It's kind of random. I don't have a real plan on how to do this, but it's based around a mission. And the mission is, if you choose to accept it, the whole thing is what I call Experiencified. It's an incredible adventure where you're completely engaged. There's all sorts of interaction. It's like a game. You've got a mission. You choose to accept it. By default, you don't have a choice. You accept the mission. It doesn't mean you finish it exactly on time. No need to panic. You're not in an exam, but everything is calibrated to get you to the finishing line at the end of the 9 weeks. But if you don't, it's not a problem. You carry on. So the mission is, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to develop your photographer's eye, ding, master your smartphone camera, and produce a superb collection of original photographs under 9 inspiring themes. Oh, I forgot to get the galleries up. I was going to show you some galleries. Maybe I can, because you get a gallery. You get your own photo gallery with 9 pages, because there are 9 themes. Each theme develops your skills in photography in a particular area, which complements what you're doing in the masterclass. In original photographs under 9 inspiring themes in just 9 weeks to impress your friends and be extremely proud of. I mean, basically, you decide what the outcome is going to be. You want to impress your friends, you will. You want to be proud of yourself, you will. You want to, and whatever else. So that's the mission. So that already makes it fun, and it makes you realize that it's not just do a few lessons and hopefully your photographs will get better. It's clearly structured. Got another comment, which is Diane saying, hi, Sab. Hi, Diane. And Diane is doing the masterclass with us. So that's fantastic. So all the people that shouldn't be watching, because you're already doing the masterclass, are watching. So that's fine. That's okay. So after accepting your mission, yeah, I wanted to say, why would you do this masterclass? By the way, if you're watching the replay, great. Thanks. Welcome. So why would you do this masterclass? Well, for all sorts of reasons, but I just thought I would put a couple down. Obviously you love photography. You have some sort of passion for it there. You want to make the most of your smartphone. If you've got a fantastic camera, you might not realize how good it is. It's very good these days. Anything, any camera that you've bought in the last few years, actually, the camera is great. I started I swapped over. I literally got rid. I didn't get rid. This is a newish one, because I had to have one like this for people who wanted to do photo tours with me, with a fancy one with lots, with lots of buttons and stuff. But I actually bought that camera I just showed you in case other people wanted to talk about that. I'd given up. I had huge fancy cameras. As soon as this came along, I'm talking, could it be 2007? I don't know. But as soon as I discovered this thing, that was it. I kind of converted, but I didn't lose my photographic skills. So when you come on this course, you're learning photographic skills. You're not learning smartphone skills, except when it's specifically about the smartphone. But the photographic skill, to take a great photograph, one that moves people, it's got nothing to do with the camera. It's got everything to do with you. So I just wanted to say that. Having said that, smartphones are so fantastic, and they have this wonderful apps. I'm definitely pro app. That's fine. They have this wonderful characteristic, and it's very simple. You've almost always got it with you. Do you know how often I had my big heavy camera with me? Well, not that often. So the best shots are the ones you get. Right. So you want to make the most of your smartphone? You absolutely will. You want to express yourself creatively. This gets to the heart of my entire mission here on the planet, is to help people be as creative as they would love to be, because I think it's a great way to feel that you're living a worthwhile, enriching and generous life. It's generous, when you create something, what do you do with it? Keep it to yourself? No, you share it. You share a part of you with others. And this is generous. It's giving other people pleasure. And if you're lucky, it'll inspire them to create something which comes back to you when they show it to you. So it's a beautiful thing. And finally, to create an amazing photo gallery. So I'm afraid I haven't done this beforehand, but I'll try and do it embarrassingly as you watch. So there we go. Yeah, so you get your own photo gallery, which you build up week by week. So you're looked after. Another aspect of this, great aspect of the program, is you're in pods. I put you in pods. So each module, you have a different 2 or 3 people that you can discuss with without involving me, which can be great sometimes if you've had enough of me. So this is what it looked like last time. I don't know if it'll look like this time. Each person has a photo gallery with pages corresponding to the weekly assignments. So I'm just going to quickly look at a couple of these. So 𝗤𝗏𝗏, I'm going to look at 𝗤𝗏𝗏's. Let's look at portraits. So this was a lovely set of portraits, and as you can see, black and white, beautifully organized, lovely shots there. And it's a mixture. You see, it's a mixture of different techniques. All of these things are practiced in the lighting, the lighting sessions, the portraiture sessions. There are sections on all of these. So that's great. Let me have a look at another one. Let's have a look at 𝗂𝗎𝗔𝗐𝗍. So I'm going to show you a different theme here. I'm just going to stop sharing that for 1 second for reasons best known to myself. Okay, I'm going to show you a certain page of hers. Here it comes. And it's looking at shapes. And there are shapes everywhere in nature. So each week there's a different theme. And it forces you to look at things in a different way. Can you imagine looking at things in 9 different ways and practicing it over the 9 weeks? So marvelous collection of found geometric shapes. And maybe one more. No, I'll leave it at that actually, because time's getting on. So you can see you've got your own gallery. Then I'm going to look, sorry, I wasn't going to show you that. I'll show you that in a second. It's the entire program. Just zooming through. So there's masterclass examples. By the way, there are testimonials. So if you'd like to know what people on the last course said, just go down to the bottom of this page. There we are. It's not displaying all of them. There should be about 8 of them. So there's 8 really nice. They only take about from 1 to 2 minutes. It's people who did the course in the spring saying what they think about it and saying what they like best about it. And one other thing I wanted to show you as well was that it's certified Experiencified trading, which is a mouthful. You see, it's even got a fancy badge and everything. There we are. And that means that it takes into account all sorts of things we know about how we learn best to make this a really motivating, fun program, which doesn't let you get left behind. And I mean, look at this page. It's, I'm not sure if I've got the link to it. Yeah, it's here. Go there and read it, even just for itself. It's an interesting read, you know, about photography, what holds us back, how we can break through that. So go to infinitecreativitynow.com/masterphoto and you get to this page. And I did want to quickly take you, this is the last thing now, take you quickly through the modules. So there are 5 modules over 9 weeks. First module is 1 week. And it's an introduction. It's a wonderful introduction. And it's also about taking photographs. You start taking photographs from the word go. Don't worry about that. And you get your first assignment, of course. 1 assignment per week. That's 1 week. Module 1 is 1 week. Module 2 is 2 weeks. Master your camera and apps. There's a week on making sure you know exactly how your camera and your phone camera works. Week 3 is about the apps. Everybody loves this module, this week. Then there's a week break. Yes, you have a week's break. It's either for catching up, for consolidating, for practicing stuff that you'd like to practice, or for doing nothing to do with photography at all. The choice is yours. Then module 3 is 3 weeks. It's the biggie. It's the heart of the masterclass. And it's 3 weeks devoted to different aspects of composition. Very, very powerful module, filling your toolbox. You come out of this, you don't need anything else before you go ahead and take some really stunning photographs. And then after those 3 weeks, guess what? You have a break. You have a week break. And then you have the last 2 modules. Module 4 is 2 weeks. You see it's going 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week. This is part of the Experiencified learning. Everything is geared to make it easy for you to complete what you signed up to do and to learn. Okay, I want you to succeed in this. That's what I guarantee, that you will succeed, that you will finish with a beautiful gallery of photographs. Module 4 is the most advanced, and it's the least difficult, it's the least possible to teach, in fact, because it's about developing your photographer's eye. This is what takes your photographs from either standard snaps or competently composed pictures, but without soul, soulless, no feeling, to something that is personal, highly personal. You are in the photograph. So that's what module 4 is about. A very powerful module. And then the last module is 1 week, and it's relaxing, chilling out, seeing what we've done. Also seeing how to put your photographs together in a group, ready for your end of course presentations, because you will present your work. It can be very, very simple, simply to us or to me, or it can be, you can have an exhibition in your home, or if you want, why not organize an exhibition in your hometown? You will have the skills, you will have the photographs, you'll have them, you can do this. So that's that. So those are the modules. And then you have some bonuses. I'm not going into this now. There are bonuses, check them out. We're in the early bird period for a couple more days, so you can get a really good deal on that. I'm not a salesman, so I'm just showing you where it is. You go and do it. You know if you want to be on this. I hope you know now if you want to be on this course or not. You know, I'm giving you everything it's about, what you will have at the end. You've seen the style. So now you know, I'm not a heavy seller. You know if this is right for you or not. And that's it. I'll show you one more thing, and that's this. This is the program plan with the actual names of the trainings on each day blotted out. Those are surprises. But you can see the 5 modules. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have given you, here I'm showing you the names of the weeks, okay? Week 1 is what is photography. Week 2 is understanding your camera. Week 3, discovering photo apps. Week 4, exposing your subject. I'm not going to tell you what anymore. Yeah, if it's tantalizing, good. Week 5, shadows and light. The core of photography. Without shadows and light, there ain't no photography. Composition toolbox. Module 4, week 1, seeing the invisible. Intriguing, huh? Very intriguing and very wonderful. And week 8, letting creativity in. Everyone is creative. We're all creative. So that's where I basically insist that is true. And if you don't believe it, I show you how to make it so. And if you are already creative, I show you how to be more creative. And the last one is putting it all together. So that's it. I'm going to stop there. It's a bit over 30 minutes. I wanted it to be 30 minutes, but these tend to be about 35. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching so far. If you've watched this, I appreciate it. I would love you to be on the masterclass. It's my life's work, my life's experience of photography and life has gone into this, because photography is about life as well. The camera's the camera, but you point it at something. You are creating the photographs, not the camera. So if you want to have this really unique experience, I believe it is, then come on it, and you know how to do the rest. So that's it, and I'm doing 5 more of these, 5 more in this series. The first 20 minutes are always new, original critiques. Well, actually, basically more or less appreciations. Why I like 9 of your photographs from the 5-day challenge and 2 of mine, and then the last 10 minutes on the masterclass. So without further ado, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you the next time I catch you. Bye for now. Oh, hang on. No, I've got a comment. I'm just going to quickly honor the people. So this is Thomas saying bye-bye. Bye-bye, Thomas. Okay, bye for now.